Friday morning, getting ready to go on a bike ride. And today I'm going with a gentleman. His name is Mark Franks. So we're going to get to know Mark, and we're going to go to Rainier and do some climbing. And from what Carrie has said, this guy is a climbing phenom. And I've already seen what he looks like, and I'm scared of that. And he's going to kick my ass up one side and down the other.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah. Pray for me, honey, that I go painlessly into the grave.
I hope you survive.
Nice. I like the sun.
So, pretty sunny where you're from in Utah?
Yeah, Salt Lake City. You know, it has, the winters are, you get that inversion layer, so sometimes you have to go up to go ski and get some sun during the winter, which is nice. And but summers are hot, 90 plus 100 degrees. Like today, this is the type of ride that we're doing today. That's an hour climb, I guess. We have to drive an hour and a half to get to. I just go from my house. I mean, and that's why I was probably such a good climber when I was younger, especially, is because that's all I did. And everything was steep, switchbacks, and that's why, you know, knowing how to descend is just as important, if not more important, for safety reasons. What do I get out of racing? The sense that I've done something that I've done. You know, if I do well, and I've had all this training, then, you know, there's a reward there. You know, people don't believe that I'm 50. It's the other benefit. So, you know, when I line up against the guys, I don't know that I'm this 50-year-old man racing against them until later, maybe, or I mention it. Then there's, you know, somewhat surprised, but it's, I don't know, are we trying to cheat aging? I think many of us could cheat aging a lot more if we just decided we were going to be active. You know, eat well, be disciplined, be surprised. We don't need to break down until we're in our 70s. You don't have to break down at 50. You can still be 90% of what you were at 25 at 50. You don't have to lose 50%. You can lose 5–10% just through discipline. The other thing that racing gives me is the discipline to eat properly. Not just to train, but to eat properly. The proper nutrition required to perform well. Kerry basically said, "I'm done." So going up Badger, he was pretty much not trying to cause any pain in me, as he was up the other passes in Wenatchee, where
Joe Miller.
He was trying to Joe Miller, when he was trying to drop me, and it was quite thrilling actually to stay with him. He threw everything he could at me, at least that's what he said, and I was there, where the year before he dropped me. So knowing that I made an incremental improvement to be able to stay with Kerry. He beat me in the sprint though. We sprinted this one area, and he still beat me in a sprint, but everyone beats me in a sprint.
Oh.
My grandmother beats me in a sprint, the Arizona State hill climb. He broke the 30-year Masters record by like 9 minutes. Does that give you any clue to how incredible he is? I mean, he's probably the best hill climber at his age, maybe in the world. I mean, that's really not an exaggeration, quite frankly. He's an amazing climber, and he can grind these big gears, and he uses every ounce of his body. He climbs in the bars, and when you see him climb, he's just grinding. He's pulling up as hard as he can. He literally, his back, his arms. He says if his arms aren't numb, he's not working hard enough. And I don't think anyone can climb as good as this guy. He's amazing. So for me to stay with him, really, it was one of the, I mean, honestly, you know, you can race and you can do well and have results, but it was really quite a highlight for me to be able to stay with Kerry, quite frankly. I mean, to me, that was amazing. It was, you know, made me feel, but then again, maybe he had a bad day. One of my most embarrassing moments was in Hawaii. I went up Haleakala, right, which is on Maui, 10,011 feet. So as I'm going up, halfway I started cramping, and then they went away. I get to the top where the observatories are, and I decided to sprint. Well, guess what happened? Hyperventilated. Badly. I couldn't breathe. A little girl, about 7 or 8 years old, comes up to me with a paper bag, I kid you not, and says, "Can this help you?" And she gave me the paper, and I'm and she saved me from that. But that was pretty embarrassing. Sprinting the parking lot and then hyperventilating. You know, I'm still the young little boy. You know, I want to have fun. I want to still have the same thrills. You know, the first time we had a bike when we were little kids, what was the thrill? The speed. All of a sudden you could go faster than you could run. You know, going downhill and the wind in your hair. Not that I have hair now, but still, I got the wind, and you know, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Why grow up? Why be stuffy when you can have fun? A bike is such a fundamental, fun thing to do. I mean, that most of us have experienced, you know, at a young age. You know, I still remember graphically, you know, learning to ride a bike. And my father, you know, here I am 5 years old, and I remember taking the training wheels off and, you know, him pushing me, and all of a sudden I realized that he's not pushing me anymore, and I'm on my own, and I'm balancing, and I'm, you know, and there was a thrill. That thrill's never gone away. It's never gone away. You know, racing at this age, you know, very few of us do it competitively, and you know, especially those of us who are, you know, 50 plus that are racing against 15-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and you know, that's fun. I love it. It's beautiful. I mean, you can't look at the view. You got Rainier right there, right in front of you. Clean air. It's beautiful. I'm gonna do a nice long climb. You know, where you're just nice and steady. This is the only kind of shoe I've worn ever. It's kind of like campy. You know, us old guys, we stick with what works. And we don't like to change too much, although I've adapted to the technology age, unlike Harry. but I do like my campy, and I do like my seedy. So they fit well, and they're a good shoe. Wow, I'm 50, and I can race as well as guys in their 20s, 30s. Obviously, I'm not going to race as well as, you know, some Garmin pro like Tyler Farrar or, you know, Tom Peterson. But, you know, guys that are another level down that I can race with and be competitive at this age is awesome. It's fun.